All right, episode number 114. What a journey we've traversed on business and leadership stories. Sachin Bhandary is what they call a business and leadership storytelling coach who flexes some serious story muscle. I don't know about other kinds of muscle, but the story muscle is very finely honed as far as this person is concerned. What's up, my brother?
I'm going to the actual gym and
You
also
go to the story gym to build your story
I'm
muscle.
also trying to flex or hone my biceps these days.
Oh, lovely. He comes in once a week, and this is Tuesdays, a shade past 8 a.m. on 94.3 Radio 1 India, Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, and on the Mint YouTube channel. And what he does is tell stories. It's not as simple as that, because these are stories drawn from famous personalities or his own life or great corporate lessons. And therein we get to learn so much because he identifies those communication and marketing tips that we need to take cognizance of and use in our professional life. So onward ho today, and the focus of our discussion today is going to be Shark Tank. For those of you living under a rock, Shark Tank is this really popular show across the world, which over the last few years has gained precedence in India. The format of the show pretty much remains the same around the world, which is you have 3 or 4 really wealthy venture capitalists. They sit across the table from very, very enterprising young pitchers, people who are pitching for investments into their startups or fledgling firms. Some of them are successful, most of them are unsuccessful, but really lots to learn from the ones that are successful. I leave you to tell the Shark Tank tale, my friend.
Yes, looking forward to this one. Rishi, you probably know that I have coached a few folks who've pitched on Shark Tank. Of course, because of confidentiality purposes, I can't name those companies or those startups. And in the recent season, which is going to air next year, but the auditions were on a couple of weeks ago. And let's call the two founders, Anisha and Ankit, right? Anisha and Ankit approached me. We prepared for the audition pitch. It came out really well. We were very happy. We were confident. They had practiced. They had prepared.
They had prepared how to get the sharks to bite. Right?
Yeah,
That's what they have to do.
Yeah, bite into the pitch. So, but the thing is, they were still supremely scared. Why? Because they didn't know that, of course, fine, between you and me, if we are discussing, we both love each other's ideas and we are like, wow, this is what it's supposed to be. But how were the folks who were taking the audition? Because this was not still the show, the actual show, they were auditioning for the show. How are those people going to take it, etc., etc. So I recommended to them that why don't you come on to the Story Club, which is a community that I run, which has executives and entrepreneurs as a part of it. Said, let's do a mock session of 30 minutes where you pitch and then some of our members will play the sharks. So there was a technical content director from an MNC who was really nasty with them and said, "Merko paisa kitna milega," and all of that. So they showed up for that particular pitch. They got a lot of insights. And the next day was the audition, and I was waiting for Anisha to call me and tell me how it went. She did call me, and I was waiting with bated breath. And she told me, "Sachin, it went really well." And the person who was interviewing or conducting the audition asked us, "That pitch was really good. How long did you practice?" So which means that there's a good probability that they will be called for the show, but we are all, waiting with our fingers crossed.
It's very interesting you would say this about how it's so important to mock or practice a pitch. It's kind of like cricket neck practice, isn't it?
100%.
I've started doing that. Even if I have to pitch to my boss or my boss's boss, I will always do a mock presentation before because it helps. I mean, honestly, it takes all of about 12 to 15 minutes. And really, if you can wrap your head around it, that to me is the last mile that helps you just before you take the plunge.
100%. And because of that, the probability of success just gets multiplied, right?
Sure.
Because you're able to rough out the edges. Sometimes what you're saying is not going to land in the right way. So this is exactly what both Anisha and Ankit did, and that's the communication tip for today. Because what I have noticed in corporate life is that people walk into an important meeting just about completing the final slide, right? And then presenting for the first time, when you do not know whether what you're going to say will cut ice with the audience or not. So sometimes treating a mock presentation as the important one and gathering insights and feedback from that and then going and doing the actual presentation can really help, because even in this particular mock rehearsal that we did for the audition, they understood a few things. So one of the founders, Ankit, wasn't speaking as much as Anisha. So the message that the folks sitting on the other side got, that, oh, is he not really involved? But he is the main tech guy and he's the one who's built the entire company's ecosystem, the tech side of it. So the one main feedback we got was that both of them have to participate in the conversation. Just because he's from tech, he can't say, hey, you know what, I'm not really the guy who talks. So that one input or that feedback turned around their presentation and made it a lot more lively and interactive. So probably that's going to make the difference for them to come on the show.
Feedback, so vital. It can be feedback from a colleague, it can be feedback from a friend, it can be feedback from somebody who's very unrelated.
That's true.
Let me give you a sly little tip here. I mean, I'm not a business and leadership storytelling coach or a story flexer. But one thing I have noticed is when you make these pitches and presentations, these slides keep coming at you till the last minute. So I've started doing something which I think is pretty smart. I turn around and say, I'm sending a pre-read to my boss or my boss's boss. And that pre-read is going out at 8 p.m. today and the presentation is tomorrow.
Right.
If you send it to me after 8 p.m., it's already gone to him.
Yeah.
So my presentation might be tomorrow,
Right.
but the pre-read is gone to him. So you're not changing these numbers. You're not changing these slides.
That's really smart.
And mind you, by 7 or 7:30, the last slide comes in.
Brilliant.
And if anybody sends it after that, I say the pre-read is already gone. And then, because I believe when you're pushed to the wall, tell the truth. I always feel when in doubt, tell the truth. I've actually started doing that.
Right.
I send a pre-read to my boss or my boss's boss saying, listen, I'm sending this to you because I'm presenting tomorrow morning. And I put pressure on myself saying, oh, I have to present to you tomorrow. Right. Can I send you a pre-read by 8 o'clock?
Brilliant.
So that gives him an opportunity to make questions, to ask me, and also gives my team an opportunity to cut off the last slide.
Yeah, and also I think it probably is a more meaningful conversation because you're not briefing your boss in the presentation.
Correct.
He already is read, so you can just directly get down to having a meaningful conversation to come up with a decision. But two things.
Yeah.
Number one, of course, fantastic tip. But I think you are the boss at Radio 1, so I don't know who you're sending these presentations.
No, I sent it to my CEO. He's the boss. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just a menial laborer. But I love being one. But anyway.
That's one. Second, I'm going to take your permission to start using this tip in my workshops with leaders and all that.
And actually send them a pre-read.
Yeah.
So you're not even lying, so send them a pre-read.
Yes, we should. And the thing is that if everybody does this, I think it's fantastic for people to be well prepared for a presentation in advance. So communication tip is fairly simple. Like Hrishi said, pre-read, that's one way. The other way is to do a mock presentation so that you get the inputs that you need to make a stellar presentation when you actually have one.
All right. How can people reach out to you and get into your club, my friend?
Very simple. Look for storyclub.in on Instagram. That's storyclub.in. And on my profile, there's a link in the bio. Just click that and you will be able to register with one of the links for our online meeting. We also do offline meetups every once in a while in Bombay and Bengaluru, so you can attend those as well. And the same thing on LinkedIn. You look for Sachin Bhandary. Sachin is easy. Bhandary is Bhandary. And on my profile, there's a link which will help you register for the meeting or for our offline meetups.
All right. We're going to see you next week. Remember, Tuesday is a shade past 8 a.m. We come at you at 94.3 Radio 1 in audio form and Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai. And if you're looking at us for a video edition, it's on the Mint YouTube channel. So, Sachin, I'll see you when I see you.
One world, your station. Radio 1.